Hello, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss about another DB2 SQL function, which is NVL. NVL function is mainly used to replace the null value with a specific default value. For example, if you are working with a table and in that table you have one column, and that column may contain some on some places on some rows it may contain null values. So what you want to replace those null value with a specific default value. Okay, so in that case you can utilize this NVL function. Now I will show you like how we can utilize this NVL function inside SQLRPGLE program, and then we will see with some table example as well, like how we can use it over the normal DB2 SQL query. Okay, so let me walk you through this program. So what we are doing here, first of all, we are declaring one constant which is SQL state underscore valid with 5 times zeros, and this constant we are going to use to verify whether the query is executed properly or not. Then we are declaring two variables which is result1 and result2 of zone decimal 4, and these variable we are going to use to store the output which we are retrieving from this query where we are using the NVL function. Now after this, on line number 20 we are setting the commit equals to star none. Okay, this is optional because we are not doing any modification from this program, and then we are using the main query. So in main query what we are doing, we are writing exec SQL select age comma NVL. So NVL is the function where first argument is the column on which we want to perform this NVL. So I am passing it as age, and if it finds null in any of the row of the age column, then it will be replaced with the default value which is 40. So this the second argument is my default value. Then it will be stored into this host variable result1 and result2. Okay, now there could be one question: what will happen if we are not if there is no data stored as a null? So in that case it will show the means annual function will return the same value without any changes. And this data is coming from Sharmit1 slash table1 fetch first one row only. So basically this query is we are running only for the first record, not for the entire column. Okay, but for entire column also I will show you the example like how we are using it, but here we are just using it for the first row. Okay, first row, yeah. So what it will do, it will check age column. If it finds null, then that null value will be replaced with 40 because this is the default value, and then we are storing it into the host variable result and result2. Okay, so just after the query execution we will verify whether the table query is executed properly or not. So I'm checking here, if SQL state equals to SQL state underscore valid, then display the both result1 and result2, and in case of non-null value it will print the same value again because NVL function will also return the same value, correct? Else it will print the SQL state so that we will be able to find out the actual error. And also we are printing the error message, this query ended with an error, and then setting the INLR equals to star on. Okay, so let's quickly compile this program and call this program. So you can see it is printing the first value as 35 which is age, and second value is again 35. Why? Because 35 is not a null value, and that's why it keep it as it is without any replacement. Okay, fine. So let's see how we can use the same thing over table. So I will show you some sample data first, which is in my library Sharmit1 slash table1. So I'm running this query, select star from Sharmit1 slash table1. Here you can see, for time being just focus on this last column, customer expenses. Here you can see there is the last value as null. So here we can try this NVL function. So let's try. Just simply write select star from Sharmit1 slash table1, then press F4, select fields F4, select last column which is customer expenses, and here you can put your function. So my function name is NVL parenthesis. First argument is that is that column itself, then the value I'm passing it is 50. Okay, and just for the clarity, I will again print this column without any function so that we will be able to look the difference. Okay, and then simply hit enter. So you can see 2000 is same as 2000, 1800 is the same as 1800, and likewise, but null is replaced with a 50.00. Why? Because we are using the nbuild function, so it replaces the null value with default set value. Okay, so this is how we can utilize this nbuild function. It is somehow related to the if null function, because in if null also it checks for the null value, and if it finds the null value, it replaces it with the default value. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's all for this session. I hope it is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.